So there you are. I've been looking for you. Hey everyone, glad to be back. Thanks so much for tuning in. Before we move on, I just got to say a huge thank you and shout out to my brothers from my high school class. We had our 40-year reunion a couple weeks ago. And I just want to take this time, this one's for you fellas. I just want to take some time to say hello to Mr. Hernandez, Mr. Valdez, Mr. Huron, Mr. Lopez, Mr. Kennedy, Mr. Chavira, Mr. Garcia, Mr. Molinex, Mr. Maldonado, Mr. A. Peoples, Mr. Rangel, Mr. Cuellar, Mr. Flores, Mr. Arredondo, Mr. Archuleta, Mr. Mena, Mr. Mascoro, Mr. Norville, and Mr. Kim. We missed you, Mr. Aguilar, Mr. M. Peoples, Mr. Wise, Mr. Guerrero, Mr. Creamer, Mr. Wilson, Mr. Kane, Mr. Carson, and rest in peace, Mr. Aguilera. We miss you, brother. Thank you so much, and a very special thank you to the following who we were honored to have join us for part of our 40-year reunion: Coach Higgins, Father Morel, Father Ovalle, Mrs. Murphy, Father Rufus, and Father Salas. Y'all were great. Y'all were a big part of our lives. Thank you so much. Now that we've looked back, let's look forward. Next year is 2026. What does that mean? We'll tell you next, because government starts right now. Hello Raindrops, new subscribers, and old friends, and welcome back to Government Minute, Minutes That Matter. This is Mr. Ray here for another edition of Government Minute to look at what's coming up next year, another election already. As always, this video is dedicated to the glory of God who blessed this land. Yes, next year, every member of the House of Representatives and 1/3 of the Senate, plus 2, we'll talk about that in a minute, are up for re-election. We're going to talk about the U.S. Senate today. Currently, the Republicans hold a 53-47 majority. That 47 includes 45 Democrats and 2 independents who caucus or meet with the Democrats. In 2026, there are 35 seats up for re-election. This includes 2 seats which are special elections, one in Florida to fill the remaining 2 years of Marco Rubio's seat. Marco Rubio, of course, is now Secretary of State. And the other one is in Ohio to fill the last 2 years of J.D. Vance's Senate seat. Obviously, he is the Vice President of the United States now. So those 33 elections plus 2 special elections, 35 up for re-election next year. Of those, you have 22 Republican seats up for re-election and 13 Democrat seats up for re-election. So let's go to the map. If my editor missed that. Let's go to the map and let's see which states we're talking about, what people are up for re-election. First of all, these 18 seats are considered safe for the party that currently holds them. Okay, this data comes from 270 to win. That's 270 to win, 270TOWin.com. And these seats, based on their consensus in polling, are showing that these seats are safe for the party that currently holds them. First of all, you have Alabama. Senator Tommy Tuberville is retiring to run for governor of Alabama, considered safe for the Republicans. Arkansas, Senator Tom Cotton is going up for re-election, considered safe for Republicans. In Colorado, Senator John Hickenlooper is running for re-election. That's considered safe for Democrats. Delaware, Senator Chris Coons running for re-election, considered safe for the Democrats. In Idaho, Jim Risch, I'm hoping I say that right, is a Republican running for re-election, considered safe for the party. In Kentucky, Mitch McConnell, who is like 212 years old, Mitch McConnell is not running for re-election, but that seat is still considered safe for Republicans. In Louisiana, Senator Bill Cassidy, a Republican, running for re-election, that is considered safe for Republicans. In Massachusetts, Senator Ed Markey, a Democrat, running for re-election, considered safe. Mississippi, Cindy Hyde-Smith, a Republican, considered running for re-election, and that is considered safe for Republicans. In New Jersey, Cory Booker, Mr. 25-hour speaker, Cory Booker, the Democrat senator from New Jersey, is running for re-election. That is considered safe. In Oklahoma, Mark Wayne Mullen, a Republican, running for re-election in the red state of Oklahoma. That's considered safe. In Oregon, Jeff Merkley, a blue state, considered safe for Democrats. He is a Democrat. Rhode Island, Democrat Jack Reed, senator from Rhode Island, is running for re-election, considered a shoo-in. In South Dakota, Mike Rounds, a Republican senator, running for re-election, considered safe. Tennessee, Bill Hagerty, running for re-election, considered safe, Republican. Virginia, Mark Warner, a Democrat running for re-election, considered safe. West Virginia, Shirley Moore Capito, and she is a Republican running for re-election, considered safe. And finally, in Wyoming, Cynthia Lummis, I hope I said that right, Cynthia Lummis, a Republican running for re-election, that is considered safe. So that is 11 Republican seats, 7 Democrat seats, which are considered safe. All right, so now we're going to go to other states, the other races that are running, that are going for re-election, that aren't considered safe. Some of these are, the consensus is showing all but 3 are going to one party or the other, but they're not considered safe because the percentage of polling is not high enough. So let's talk about the 17 seats that are considered closer to some degree. There's 11 Republicans in this group, 6 Democrats. First of all, in Alaska, Republican Dan Sullivan running for re-election. The consensus in polling says it's going to stay Republican. In Florida, Ashley Moody is running for the last 2 years of Marco Rubio's Senate seat, who is now the Secretary of State. That's considered in consensus polling to be Republican. In Georgia, which Trump won the state by 2.5 points, Senator Jon Ossoff is running for re-election. This race is considered a toss-up by pollsters. No candidate has a big enough lead to call it for consensus one party or the other. So right now, Georgia, which Trump won by 2.5 points, 2.2 points, is considered a toss-up. A Democrat running there. In Iowa, Joni Ernst, consensus says it's going to stay Republican. In Illinois, Dick Durbin, who is not running for re-election. He's not running for re-election. He's probably 204 years old, but he's retiring. That is considered, the consensus says it's going to the Democrats, okay? In Kansas, Roger Marshall, a Republican. The consensus polling says it's going to stay Republican, but not high enough to say for sure. In Maine, Susan Collins, a Republican, not a very conservative Republican, but a Republican, is going to run for re-election, and that's considered, the consensus polling shows it's going to stay Republican. In Michigan, which Trump won the state in last year's election by 1.4 points, Gary Peters, a Democrat, not running for re-election, so that state is now considered a toss-up for the Senate. In Minnesota, Tina Smith, another one not running for re-election, a Democrat, that is still considered, the consensus says it's going to stay Democrat. In Montana, Steve Daines, Republican, consensus says Republican. In North Carolina, Tom Tillis, a Republican not running for re-election, a Republican who just in the last week or so announced his opposition to the Big Beautiful Bill, which did pass, by the way, and I think he's feeling some heat from his constituents, and so he is not running for re-election, so that state too is considered a toss-up. Nebraska, Pete Ricketts is a Republican running for re-election, and consensus polling says it's going to stay Republican. New Hampshire, Jeanne Shaheen, Democrat, not running for re-election, but it's New Hampshire, so the consensus says it's going to go to the Democrat. New Mexico, Ben Ray Lujan, a Democrat, running for re-election. Consensus says it's going to stay Democrat. Excuse me. In Ohio, John Husted, running for the last 2 years of J.D. Vance's Senate seat, who is now, of course, the vice president. The consensus is it's going to stay Republican. South Carolina, Lindsey Graham, Republican, running for re-election, considered to be a safe Republican state. And finally, Texas, Senator John Cornyn, running for re-election. However, I am from Texas, and so I'm going to go a little deeper into this one. He's being challenged by very popular MAGA State Attorney General Ken Paxton in the primary for the Senate seat, for the nomination for the Republicans for the Senate seat. Last polling I saw showed that Ken Paxton had about a 20-point lead among registered Republicans for that nomination. If he would win it, then of course he would go against the Democrat in November. That's considered a consensus Republican seat. So of the toss-up states, the states that are now considered toss-ups here on July 7th, 2025, a lot can change between now and next November 2026. So at this snapshot in time, at this point, this is what the polling is saying. So 2 states that are held by Democrats are now considered toss-ups, and 1 state held by a Republican is now considered a toss-up. All right, we're going to see how things shake out, how things go. Obviously, every member of the House of Representatives up for re-election. We will cover that as we get a little closer or a little further along the process and probably sometime in the spring of 2026. There are 435 members. Way too early to see first who's retiring, who's deciding not to run, running for another office, whatever the case may be. And so we're going to wait a little bit on the House of Representatives because it's a lot more fluid in the House since there's so many more members. So basically, the way things are looking, of the 35 seats up for re-election, 22 are Republicans, 13 are Democrats. Right now, it looks like safe or consensus that the Republicans will win 21 of their 22. The Democrats will win 11 of their 13. And of course, the two toss-ups, North Carolina for the Republicans and Georgia and Michigan for the Democrats. Hope you paid attention because there will be a test at the next election. Thank you so much for joining us. I really hope you learned something, and if you have any comments, please put them right down here, or you can send me an email at governminute@gmail.com. We'll see you next time.